Ich heiße Ivo Henzi, ich spiele Gitarre bei Cellar Darling.
I am Merlin, drummer for Cellar Darling, and we're at New Sound Studio finishing production of our very first album.
Cellar Darling is the result of a split that we had with our previous band that we had been touring with for over 10 years.
Wir sind über 10 Jahre bei Helveti vorher, sind um die Welt gereist und jetzt nach Helveti, nach 10 Jahren, haben wir eine neue Band gegründet.
I don't want to say that it was a result only because of that, because the three of us had actually planned to do a side project anyway.
So Cellar Darling wasn't necessarily a consequence of the split, but we decided to take this sad occasion and turn it into an opportunity instead.
Because we're very good friends and we just wanted to do some kind of project together at some point.
And to just go for it, make the band that we always talked about.
The split happened very unexpectedly.
Right before we were due to go back on tour with them to complete at that time current world tour, we pretty much immediately got on an airplane and went to Australia and Asia, which means that the first times we talked about ideas for the band, we talked about a name, we talked about a logo, was somewhere in Singapore, in Australia, in Taiwan. So that was a pretty special start for a brand new band, I think. When we got back from that very last tour, we pretty much immediately rented a rehearsal space, moved our equipment over, and got started writing music. And we haven't stopped since.
Things fell into place naturally and we just immediately started a new band because that's all of us want to do. We want to be musicians, we want to play music. So at some point we just started writing songs.
And that was really a very intense period. It was very tough on us because we had just spent 10 years on the road pretty much, and now here we were on our own without any infrastructure, without any income, but with loads and loads of creativity and a very clear goal of getting this band going, writing that album that we wanted to write, and we never doubted this for a second. We came together in a rehearsal room with some rough ideas and we did something we had actually never done before, which is a very traditional way of songwriting.
Musikalisch können wir uns sehr gut verwirklichen. Wir haben alle sehr viele Ideen und weil wir uns auch schon lange kennen und schon lange miteinander Musik machen, funktioniert auch alles sehr gut. Es ist sehr harmonisch und es ist schon eine neue Art von Musik machen. Sicher auch, weil wir weniger Leute sind, aber sicher auch, weil wir alle die gleiche Vision teilen.
It's kind of hard to say how it was created. It wasn't like we sat down and decided, okay, we're gonna be a new band. It just happened and we all knew that this is what is going to happen. We didn't have to talk about it.
Stilistisch ist es noch schwierig zu beschreiben, was wir genau sind. Ich würde sagen, wir tönen nach uns drei. Also jede Person von uns hat seinen Einfluss und seine Stärken und jede Person Ich finde, man hört jede Person bei uns. Ich würde sagen, wir sind so wie eine Symbiose von uns drei. Alle drei haben wir es sehr gut miteinander. Ich glaube, dadurch, dass wir uns auch schon sehr lange kennen, über 10 Jahre, dadurch haben wir gelernt, miteinander umzugehen und auch lesen, wenn es dem anderen vielleicht mal nicht so gut geht oder wenn irgendwelche musikalische Sachen noch nicht geklärt sind, noch nicht klar sind. Wir sind alle eigentlich wie eine Familie, auch privat. Und das ist auch schön, das gibt einem nicht das Gefühl, dass man irgendwie nur zusammen schafft, wenn es um Musik geht, sondern dass man auch persönlich sehr verbunden ist. Und das ist auch das, was ich will in einer Band, eine familiäre Beziehung haben untereinander. Halt miteinander wirklich gut auskommen, weil wir haben ja viel miteinander zu tun. Und das ist wirklich etwas, was ich sehr schätze, etwas, was sich natürlich anfühlt, etwas, was einfach richtig ist. So muss es für mich sein in einer Band.
Ivo is one of the best, if not the best musician that I know. So I'm very happy that he's in Cellar Darling. We've always had a good musical relationship. We've always had a similar taste in music and also in songwriting, which is very important. One of the worst things is if you just don't get each other and you're trying to write a song. That really doesn't work. Usually he immediately knows what I mean, and that's actually pretty hard to communicate if you don't have any theoretical knowledge whatsoever. Like, I see it at the studio sometimes if these trained jazz musicians talk to each other and they're just talking in D sharps and Fs and major flat, whatever, yeah. And it gets really hard if you're just communicating it. Can you play but in a different way with the other note? And yeah, so we have a good connection there, and he writes good riffs.
Ivo is, besides Anna, my second favorite songwriter in the world. I think what he does on his guitar and when writing complete songs is nothing short of incredible. I personally don't listen to black metal much, but I think Ivo's solo project, For Us to Fog, is some of the best music written in metal. He wrote some of my favorite songs in Eduvetti, and I don't think of myself as a very technical drummer. I always put way more emphasis and way more focus on tasteful drumming and developing a character, and Ivo's guitar playing and his songwriting definitely has played a big part in my own character as a drummer. On a personal level, Ivo's been there from the start. He joined Eduvetti shortly before me, nearly 12 years ago. So I've spent so much time with him, and he is one of the most pleasant people to be around. And I count him amongst my closest friends for a long time now. He and Anna and I we're three very different characters that work together very well, which I think is very lucky, and part of it probably came naturally, and I think part of it developed over a very long career that we spent together in music already.
Mit Anna zusammen Songs schreiben macht sehr Spass, ist auch wie eine Herausforderung, aber auf eine sehr positive Art. Sie geht anders auf neue Songs zu als ich. Also sie schreibt Songs auch anders als ich. Und das macht es auch sehr spannend, weil sie hat eine andere Sicht auf die Songs als ich. Vor allem am Anfang, im Entstehungsprozess. Und sie ist eine sehr kreative Person, hat extrem viele Ideen. Also sie wird überhäuft von Ideen.
Anna is an incredible creative force, I think, is the best word for it. Obviously she's an extremely talented songwriter, but her creativity really goes way above and beyond that. It appears to be constantly flowing. She's the lyricist in Cellar Darling, and I think her lyrics are incredible in themselves. She always has a vision for artwork, for video, for visuals. It's really quite incredible the output that she has as an artist. On a personal level, she's been my closest friend for probably around 11 years now, and we've been around the world together. We've been through all kinds of shit, ups and downs, so that's an incredibly strong relationship to build upon, which I think is crucial for a band like this. It's the best situation a band can find itself in, and it's necessary too. We have a lot of experience together of touring the world and recording albums, and there is a lot of time spent together in close environments with little sleep in stressful situations. So that is something that we can rely upon in Cellar Darling.
Merlin, apart from being an amazing drummer, obviously, is, I would say, kind of the driving force behind the band. He organizes a lot. He has a lot of creative input, not only musically, but also regarding visual things and the concept and everything. I would say he's the fire of the band.
Anna und ich sind die Musiker Larifaris, die einfach Musik machen und dann irgendwie viele andere Sachen versäumen. Und der Merlin ist der, der uns immer wieder zurück zum Boden holt und irgendwie auch sagt, oder auch irgendwie alles zusammenhebt, würde ich sagen. Er ist einer, der die Übersicht hat, der eine Vision hat, und natürlich jeder von uns hat eine Vision und er versucht die Vision halt auch auf Papier zu bringen, die Vision versuchen umsetzbar machen, und ich glaube, das ist etwas, das sich extrem gut ergänzt, weil ich bin jetzt eher eine Person, die eine Vision hat, aber ich weiss nicht genau, wie umsetzen, und er ist immer einer, der gerade einen Plan hat, gerade eine Idee hat. Und das ist etwas, was auch extrem wichtig ist in jeder Band, weil ohne diese treibende Kraft schafft man es nicht weiter.